Come on. Don't mess with me now. Just gotta mess with me. Oh, there we go. There it is. Okay. Welcome. Come on, come all to the greatest show on earth. Welcome to another edition of The Wanderings of Don. I'm your host, Donnie Maggs, and this is the 24th day of March, the year of our Lord 2023 episode. Here doing it live from my studio. Anyway, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. I want to talk about a few things as I'm waiting for the beta weekend to load up for Diablo 4. Obviously, it's open beta weekend. I would highly recommend checking it out if you like these type of games. Obviously, Diablo still beta. If you're curious, if you were let down and have moved on to Path of Exile or other titles that are non-Diablo, if you don't like like the direction Blizzard has been bringing this series, I would check it out. I had a lot of fun with it last weekend in the. I don't want to. It wasn't a closed beta, but it was a pre-order beta. The open beta for pre-orders, early access beta, and I had a lot of fun. If you're thinking of getting it, you haven't pre-ordered it. But maybe you didn't get around to pre-ordering it, didn't play it last weekend, but you want to get it. I recommend trying it out this weekend. And as I said before, I've said it in previous episodes, work your way to level 20 so that there are some extra. I don't know if they're cosmetic. One sounds like it's some kind. I don't know if you actually get pets. Besides, I don't know. The druid might have a pet. I don't know if you. It might be like a cosmetic pet. I couldn't even understand the little information I found on the rewards. But there's like 3 rewards. 2 of them you get for hitting level 20. You'll probably get all of them for hitting level 20. And now you will get all of them if you hit level 20. So there's that. It has started. There is, as expected, there's more people playing it. I didn't even try all day. Oh, see, it's got my characters are up. So it's still got my characters from last weekend. So if you did play last weekend and you wonder if you can continue playing the characters you already made, there it is, man. I have a level 20 Barb and a level 5 Rogue. The Rogue, I gotta check with my cousin and see if he's. I wanted to see if he was going to download it and play it. The thing is, of course, it's it's like 70 something. It's 77 gigs, 80 on the PS5, 80 gigs on the PC. I think the PS4 version is 39. I don't know what the Xbox versions are, but it's a lot of. The thing is, if you're going to play it, you're going to need a lot of data. Where's my controller go? Oh, let's see. Actually, I just wanted to create a data. Because one thing now is that they've actually opened up. Yes, they've unlocked all the character classes, including. Last weekend was only Barb, Sorcerer, and Rogue, and now you can play the Necro and the Druid. I want to make a Druid. I want to actually make one of each. Oh, look how fat this guy is. Wait, now, hold on. Him. Oh, huge. Okay. Oh, okay. There you go. Druid's a huge character. Anyway, so I would recommend checking it out. Should be a lot of fun. I do want to play around with the other new classes. And oh man, that might be it. Yeah, let's get some of that here going. So, it's fascinating. So I shouldn't even be playing this now. Yeah, keep that. Yeah, yeah. Let's do whatever. I gotta do that real quick. I don't even intend on playing. Anyway, at least right now. So yeah, there is a queue. Taking me like about a half hour to get in. So uh, there is a queue, but should be interesting. Um, anyway, what else do I want to talk? Oh, so I returned this. Enough about the beta. If you don't know, I would try it. But again, it's going to take a lot, and there's going to be more. Now, it wasn't as bad as last week. Last weekend should have had like less people playing. I don't know if there was a DDoS attack or something. They throttled the entry into it, and it took me 77, 73 minutes on the Friday. Saturday and Sunday were beautiful. I got in less than a minute. But this the weekend, they should have more because you're having returning players from last weekend. And then you've got anybody that wants to join and play. We're playing this weekend as well. So next up, I did play a bunch of. I got back on my PSVR, the first one. You know what's a shame? I really didn't play it that much, and I got it again. I got it first thing when it first came out, release day, and I really didn't. And it's a few times I really enjoyed. I was like, wow, VR is really cool. And I really didn't invest that much time in it, probably because there was a lot of, well, the move controllers and setting all that shit up. I mean, it just had a lot of really excuses. Then I set it up downstairs, which was because the first VR you need. It seems like you need a lot of room. The VR2, you really don't. It maps out everything. It's so much more streamlined. But actually going back to this past week and playing it consistently, the last couple of days, I'll tell you one thing. As good as the VR2 is, and it is better in every way. There's no question about it. I can't wait to to get it. The VR1. the PSVR one is still a nice. It's still a nice headset. There's no question about it. I mean, graphically and everything is actually still very nice. Um, I just, and I don't know. Yeah, we play with the move now. The move controller is and the camera are absolutely inferior to the way that the PSVR two handles. Um, uh, you know, what do I want to say? Interaction with the not only with the system but with the virtual world of whatever game you're in. But I will tell you that the VR one, going back to the VR one, it's still a nice piece of hardware, nice piece of tech. So it's much more finicky. There's no question versus the VR two. I had a lot of issues of being out of range and all that stuff. The camera's finicky, and I got the second camera. I actually had the first one too, but I think I might have given that away to my cousin. I can't find it. I don't know what happened to it. The first one, the first PS4 camera was square, and then the second one was like circular. I got the second one. I don't know what happened to the first one. I had two because one came with the system. Yeah, so my cousin's got to have his own. I don't know where that square one went. But uh, going back to it, I actually went back and went through and beat the first. Am I carrying a box too well? This dude's carrying a box. I don't know why. Um, I went back. I went and played through Batman VR. Very fun. Again, you got to also remember that they are a lot of the VR games are fairly short. To start off with, what do I have? I got a level already. No. Oh, Schaefer, I do. Oh, Schaefer. Let's change into a werewolf or a werebear. Let's do werewolf. Oh, sweet. Yeah, come on. Sweet. But yeah, it's the, going back to it. It was really good. I beat the Batman Arkham VR, but I still got there's still a lot of um, stuff I got to do in that. There's still a lot of trophies. Like you go back through the levels. Like beating it is like it doesn't take that long. I mean, but going back and then doing there's a bunch of extra stuff, all kinds of hidden stuff you can do in um, each chapter uh, and scene in the game. It's very nicely done. Getting the stuff set up for it. So um, I started playing the Titanic VR game. What else did I play? There's a few different. Deracine, which is by From Software for Sony, and that's really good as well. And then there's uh, what else? I bought a bunch. I bought Everybody's Golf VR because I really like VR golf. Um, and everybody's golf, of course, is really good. Claphands is very good at making um, their golf games are really good. There was something else I bought. Oh, I bought Lucky's Tale VR. It's supposedly a really good platformer. If you played Astrobot's also a 3D platformer. Normal 3D platformer, but you play it in a 3D. Um, you play it in with the VR helmet on, but you don't play through the eyes of the character. You're able to look around levels. It's like imagine playing like Zelda, not Zelda, like Mario or something, but being able to look around the levels and controlling the character still as you would in a traditional, 3D platform. So I'm going to be trying those out. There's a bunch of other ones I've had for a long time, so I'm actually gotten back into it, which is nice. Then lastly, I guess so it's going back to it. It's not as thought it was going to be like really. There's a lot. Yeah, there are big advancements with the VR2, but the VR1 is still a nice system. So I definitely want to. I'm definitely going to play more of it. I don't know why I neglected it. It was really cool. I had that horror roller coaster game and all these games. I just never invested the time in it. So I want to definitely do that. Lastly, all right, I think I'm done here. I got to it. So I'm going to play this probably tomorrow. But and what's the okay? Close this garbage. Okay. So anyway, the main thing well, it's not the main thing, but the last thing I wanted to talk about tonight was the just a reminder that if you have a Wii U or 3DS, Monday, well, I guess technically you could say it's Sunday night, Monday morning. I'm assuming right when it turns midnight, Monday morning, Sunday night into Monday, into Monday morning, you will no longer have access to to the eShop. And I missed when they did this to the Wii eShop. I missed it. And I'm still kicking myself because there was at least one game I wanted to get, and that was the what do you call it? um, Castlevania Adventure Rebirth, which you can't get. I still have hope. I'm still holding that hope that Konami's eventually going to release that as part of one of their Castlevania. Like I think they're gonna. I think after the Advance collection, they're probably going to do the DS, the Aria and Dawn of Sorrows, and then I would assume that they're going to still dip in the because the one thing that's probably making them, even though they're you're not making $70 a copy, but something that's probably making them decent money is why they continue to do it. Whether they just re-release them in a collection or they kind of remaster or even rebuild like they do with like Klonoa is the graphics engine for Klonoa release. It is those they're still getting mileage out of their old retro games and series, the IPs that they still own. So I'm assuming that in the future they probably will release the more obscure. And I heard Adventure Rebirth was pretty damn good. I've seen it speed run. I've seen people playing. I'm like, damn, I wish I actually had gotten that. I think it was digital only. I'm pretty sure there was not a disc version. And if there is, it's probably $1 million right now. Yeah, Castle the Adventure Rebirth. It doesn't come up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was digital only. But anyway, the bottom line is they're about to close the Wii U and 3DS shops. And they close on the 27th. So you literally have 2 days left, tomorrow and Sunday, to get anything you want. Now, the problem is that I think the May of last year is when they took away your ability to directly put funds into your wallet on both eShops and buy them directly. So if you had your credit card or whatever, you, however, can still get funds to buy new stuff. The way you have to do it is either through a gift card, and that's not a technique that I myself used. You can go and buy a digital, or because it's too late now. I mean, to purchase like an Amazon if they have the physical voucher, but you can still buy the digital one, and you instantly get the code from Amazon. Then you go into your Nintendo profile and in the account on the system, and add redeem the code directly. Or there's a technique that I've found. If you go on GameFAQs, you can find it on the Wii U message board, and that is, first off, you can still use your credit card, but you have to share funds, or merge funds, it's called, with your Nintendo ID that you have on your Switch. If you have a Switch, you have to have a Switch. That's number one. And obviously have a valid credit card and funds to your Switch Nintendo account. Then you got to go log on to your system. So, like in this case, Wii U. You have to make sure it's up to date. You can still get whatever the newest software update for the OS, whatever. Get onto the shop, and you're going to make sure you can get onto the eShop on the Wii U. After, just to make sure. Now you're going to have a Nintendo. I forget the hell it's called. When you went to the Switch, between the Wii U and I think the Wii and the 3DS, you had one Nintendo ID. And remember, you had a friend code and shit like that. I think you still have friend codes on the Switch. But it's called a Nintendo Network ID. For the Switch, you have a different profile. It's like a Nintendo ID or something. You have to connect those. The way you do it is you go onto the Switch, or specifically, I would go onto the login on Nintendo.com to your Switch profile. All right, you log into that. Then you can go into account settings, and that'll bring up an area where you can link your Nintendo Network ID. So you have to link that. Now, you're going to have to, if you don't remember your password, you can get a new password. You can get a temporary password and change your password still. That way, once they're linked, you can now go back onto the Switch, into the eShop, and go into your profile in the eShop. There's going to be a little option that it was hard for me to find at first, but there's under one of the funds options, it'll say merge funds. So you can merge your funds with the Wii U and 3DS if you have 3DS. Once you do that, you can log back onto the eShop on your Wii U, and any funds that you have from your Switch profile now that it's merged will also show up in the eShop on your Wii U and your 3DS. Or at least it should. Now I'm having trouble with my 3DS. I didn't know that I forgot that the 3DS, so I got to check my 3DS tomorrow. This allows you now to buy funds with your credit card, go onto your Switch, buy funds. Now that you're linked and merged, those funds will now show up when you go onto the eShop on the Wii U. So I was able to buy a couple games today. In fact, I'll probably talk about tomorrow that I had a few surprises that I didn't know. I don't remember buying on the Wii U. But actually putting my Wii U back on, turning it back on, because one thing I know, there was that scary story, I don't know, a month or two ago about, it may turn out to be true for some systems, but there's a thought out there that because of, I don't know what they use as for the hard drive, which I forget exactly what, but that you might not be able to turn your system back on because of the hard drive. I forget what it was. When you lose all your data or something. So far, mine's good, so that's good. But I'll tell you one thing: turning it back on and using it today, I really neglected that system. It was a better system than even though it's short-lived, didn't have a large library. It was actually a pretty nice system. So I'll probably talk about more of that throughout the weekend or whatever next episode. But I'm gonna log off for the night. I'm gonna watch the end of the couple of games that are on right now for the tournament. All 4 number ones are out, first time ever before the Elite Eight. But anyway, I hope you found this informative and entertaining. And if you didn't, it's not my problem. Anyway, have a good night. May the Lord be with you, and I'll see you next time.